Or reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing today, man? And hey, I know it's the middle of the day. I get it. You had to sneak away from your job. Your supervisor looking for you right now. But it's never a bad time to go on a liquor store run, man. So please come on in. We got hen, we got gin, whatever it takes to make you sin. And let's get a little
Absolutely.
drunk. Hey, I know it's noon. We don't get sloppy drunk, but we get a little tipsy on the Dallas Cowboy content together, man. So hey, salute to everybody. And you also see somebody looking mighty peculiar, mighty nefarious up here in the show with me. Everybody say hello to my brother landlord. Talk to him, my man.
Salute, man. Landlord from Alabama with the same handle on all social media, man. You already know I'm chilling in the liquor store. You know what I'm saying? I need some more of that hen to get me, you know what I'm saying, get it in. So you already know how we do it with the Cowboys content in the liquor store. You got to get drunk off of it, but don't hurt nobody, though. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. Don't hurt nobody.
Allegedly. And listen, some of you had said earlier, you said you had wanted to get on them Eagles tiers, man. Like that is like a step down. That's like a step up from crack.
Ah, man.
No. Hey, listen, it's on sale for the high rollers. But that mess around, mess your life up. So you stay away from them Eagles tiers, man.
That thing potent, ain't it, man?
Man, it's super potent, man. It'll have you thinking one championship in 60 years better than 5.
Man.
It'll have you thinking that shit tastes like chicken. Like, oh yeah, you gotta stay away from the Eagles tiers, man. They out there full of dog food and fentanyl. So like you don't
I
want
just seen somebody on Twitter said Jalen Hurts is the black Tom Brady. So yeah, we got to stay out them drugs over there.
Yeah, man. Sometimes folks in this space don't actually know what they're talking about. Sometimes they got to make clickbait articles and videos to try and get engagements. So we don't do that over here. We talk about facts, numbers, and we try to be unbiased with our stuff, man. But real quick, everybody rocking with me in the liquor store. Salute to y'all. Raymond Silas, Jameson Taylor, Brian Kite, Tyler 2, Etta Lockhart, Miss Regina Green with the green. Salute to all y'all for coming in. And when we go live in the liquor store, y'all got to do a couple things for me. I need y'all to go ahead and hit that like button for me. I need y'all to hit the share button. Let them know the liquor store is open for business because it's a little early today. They may not know what they don't know. So let them know the liquor store is open. And y'all also, man, please, I need y'all to slap the shit out of Eagles fan, man. Because if you slap the shit,
go ahead.
Hey, I love this part. When you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, man, you will receive half off all the merchandise inside the store.
I said we need to treat that like button like Dak treat the Eagles. And what he do every time? Beat the snot out of them boys.
More spanking. Like, hey, Dak Prescott is like an angry stepdaddy. Like he just come home and like there's 2 forks and a spoon in the sink, and he just starts slapping people around. You know what I'm saying? So that's how Dak Prescott be treating the Eagles, man. It's clear the Eagle content creators are Eagles fans. The Cowboy content creators have football knowledge. So when someone like Lord Brunson quotes ESPN, they don't stand a chance. Facts.
That shows me you ain't like that. You talking about ESPN, sir. Mm-hmm. We know ESPN is full of malarkey and hogwash. We understand that.
Yeah, they're horrible takes by horrible people. So
Facts.
Indeed. So yeah, man. So we're gonna talk about a couple things, while we're live in the liquor store, while we live in a trap, because don't ever get it twisted.
Let me holler at my people in the trap real quick.
Go ahead, man. Yeah, pay them bills, man. It's almost the first.
Shout out to JJ the Mime in the building. I ain't seen in a minute, my guy. What's happening? Shout out to Miss Etta Lockhart. You know the Lockhart's gonna represent. They be deep. We represent. We appreciate everything they do. Hallelujah in the building. King G, Willie T. Dropping bars in here. You got us the poet. Big Flock, Zest for Melda, Miss Regina Green with the green, Chris Johnson, Double Loss, sliding in at the buzzer, Will Nico. What's happening, man? Shout out to everybody rocking with your boy.
Indeed. Hey, Patrice said she spent the block. Okay.
Yeah, we spending the block over here, man. I appreciate you.
We appreciate y'all, man, for coming through and showing love. So yeah, man, we got a couple things we want to talk about, but first and foremost, man, shameless plug. Y'all know what's going down tonight, man. We're gonna have former 2nd round pick Kelvin Joseph live in the liquor store, live in the trap, live on the West Coast. He will be stopping in, to talk about some key topics. We're gonna chop it up with him and have a very open-minded, open-ended conversation about football. Fact. So we're gonna give him a chance to just clear the air. Like a lot of people have bad conceptions about Kelvin Joseph. But this is a chance to talk. This is a chance to let us know what's really going on, how he's been developing. Some of the things that he done picked up. There's even a report he been balling in OTA so far. So we're gonna talk. We'll talk to him about that. So what's your thoughts, man? What you want to really ask Mr. Kelvin Joseph when he comes onto the show?
Do I need to make him wait to the show?
We probably want to let him wait to the show.
Make him wait to the show.
We'll make him wait to the show.
They don't need to know.
They don't need the sauce. They don't need the sauce.
We don't need to give them that much sauce. But nah, it's pretty much like, bro, I just want to know. Of course, like I can just imagine you being one of the top guys for your whole life. You've been one of the best players that's on the field, and then all of a sudden you just get demoted. So I kind of want to know what's driving them. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen a player who didn't give up, and I seen a player who didn't tuck his tail. That's what I seen. Like, just being honest, not just because he's coming on the show. I did a whole video already saying that I admire how hard he was playing on special teams, because I know a lot of people would have just tucked their tail and went and sat down at the end of the bench and been looking sad. I know them players. I've played with them. If you played football, you've played with them. Some people just ain't cut like that to withstand that level of criticism and, that level of scrutiny coming at their way. Some people ain't built like that.
Right. And listen, y'all know I've been very critical of Kelvin Joseph since he's been in the league. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a day one believer or anything like that. But I am going to say this. Like, he has all the athletic ability in the world. He about 6'1", ran a 4.3 at the combine, played in the SEC, won a state title as a high school player. So like he has done a lot of things prior to coming to the NFL. So like he has ability. So we will talk to him, about how he would. Well, I ain't gonna even lay out the foundation what we're gonna talk to him about, but we will have some open conversations with him.
We'll just say this: we gonna get y'all what y'all want for the most part.
We'll give you exactly what you want. So we'll have some open, real football conversations with the man. And we are appreciative of him even coming on to the show. So
Absolutely.
So tune in to that. It's gonna be 9:00 our time. If you're in California, it'll be 7. If you're in New York, like I know we got some folks on the East Coast that rock with us, it'll be 10 o'clock. Mountain time, what I'm saying, it'll be 8 o'clock y'all time. You're in the mountains. So like just tap in,
Central time is 9:00 p.m.
Central time is 9 o'clock. So if you're where me or if you're where landlord is in the world, it'll be 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So hey, salute to West Coast putting this together. Salute to Kelvin Joseph for coming on to the show. Absolutely. And then we'll move on to some other stuff. So one thing I have noticed, and I'm going to share this graphic real quick. Let me know if you can see it. I'm sure you can.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna lean over here too, so we both be out the graphic. Division titles.
You gotta do that, man.
I'm meddling, boy. Hey, division titles have mostly had a strong correlation with Super Bowl titles. So outside of the Minnesota Vikings, who have fumbled opportunity after opportunity to win a championship, you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, who is the team with the most championships. They have 6 Super Bowl championships. They won the division 24 times. You look at the Patriots. They won the division 21 times. They got 6 titles to show for it. You look at the 49ers. They have 5 titles. They won the division 21 times. Our Cowboys, we got 5 titles. We won the division 21 times. The Green Bay Packers won the division 16 times. They got 4 Super Bowl championships to show for it. Again, if everybody not named the Minnesota Vikings, when they win the division, they put themselves in position to win multiple titles. So and that is really something I want to talk to you about. So when we come into the season, everybody has aspirations for the Super Bowl. They have aspirations for this and do that. It's always prevalent for you to win the division, man. I want you to help me talk about the importance of winning the division, not just based on that graphic, but just overall what it actually means.
Well, when you have a team in a team organization, you have like goals that you want to reach. You know what I'm saying? It's an order of those goals, and of course, your number one priority should be winning your division. That's the first thing you should be trying to do. The first box you're trying to check. So the first step is very important. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't get that done, you can still get to the playoffs. But you want to be at least get you a home game. And then I think it even spills over to the way you build your team. Going against, you know what I'm saying, your division, you got to kind of build your team to combat what they throwing at you. So that's why I can understand a lot of people being a little concerned about our O-line, because in our division, we got a lot of strong with the K defensive lines. So I understand that. But I think we have the team to beat those guys like we have been year in and year out. Even though they have strong defensive line, we stronger than them in other areas. So I think we'll offset what they giving to us.
Facts. I completely agree with that. And something you pointed out, if you don't win your division, man, you're going to be a wild card team. Like, no matter what your record is, if you don't win your division, you're going to be a wild card team. So even if you make the playoffs, you're only guaranteed to be a 5 seed at the best if you don't win your division.
You want at least one home game.
Yep. You want at least one home game. And then, let's say you have an amazing season. You can win, 12 games like Dallas Cowboys did and go on the road in the playoffs. So, like, winning your division can be the difference between, like you said, having one home game in the playoffs, or even having home field advantage throughout, because you can't be the number 1 seed without winning your division. So it all goes hand in hand. There's never been a 1 seed that didn't win their division. It's not set up like that. Yeah. So, and listen, I know people want their team to be battle testers. They want to go through the ringer. I want to fight. I want us to go and beat the 85 Bears defense. Yeah. I want us to go to Foxborough and beat
4 games on the road.
Like, man, listen, you are not going through, that gauntlet and really winning, and really going to set yourself up to win a title. You look at the Eagles last year. They beat Daniel Jones. And then they turned around and they beat a 49ers team without a starting quarterback to get to the Super Bowl. I can't even name you the teams that Tom Brady played in the playoffs to get to those Super Bowls. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter, the road that you take to get to the Super Bowl. You just need to have yourself set up, for the path of least resistance, and just try to make a run then. Because if you're the 1 seed, you got home court advantage throughout, and you're gonna be playing a lower seed. You know what I'm saying? You're always going to be playing the lowest seed. So I just feel like winning division is that important, And listen, for all the Eagles fans talking crazy about, Dak Prescott, one reason that they can't consistently win a division is him. And that's one reason why they only got 1 damn championship in 60 years. If you don't consistently win your division, you're not going to make it. Yeah.
I don't get that. Like, how you talking crap about Dak and he been smacking your team around? Like, know what I'm saying? I think them having success outside of Dallas made them get the hubris that they needed. Like, hey, we don't need Dallas confirmation to say we good because we got to the Super Bowl. Bro, like, participation trophies shouldn't exist. I don't even agree with them giving to children. So I don't even agree with that. So I'm not giving you all of this love and admiration because you made it to a dance. You didn't even get a dance. So, you know what I'm saying? You arrived at the prom, but you ain't have a date. Like, I don't want to give you no props for that. So you right about that, man. I don't accept that form of currency, right? Man. I just don't.
It hinders you. You just take a look, at the graphic one more time. We're gonna show it one more time. How many teams have actually been wild cards and won a championship? Not many.
The Giants did it one time. I know.
I think the Packers did it one time with Aaron Rodgers championship. Matter of fact, so it's possible, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen often. It does not happen often. So like I said, putting yourself in the situation to have the path of least resistance is going to lead to more success than not. You know what I'm saying? But it's different, than playing the 49ers in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like we were doing when we were beating them in the 90s. It's different than playing them in Dallas.
The Giants did it twice. Yeah, they just Cinderella to me. But what's so crazy about it is, like, when you doing that coming from a wild card, like, man, more than likely your team, you got to have a nice chunk of luck go your way too, because you going through a gauntlet. You playing more games than almost any other team you playing against, and then, you gotta hope that you can get a chunk of luck for your health. You going against some of the toughest, most physical teams in the playoffs, so you gotta be lucky to not lose one of your key players on this gauntlet that you on. So it's tough, man. It's tough. Then you on the road, like. Then, of course, if they in the playoffs, more than likely they good teams. So it's tough for somebody to do something like that. I think the Giants, they was like just a incredible like Cinderella type story, man, because they weren't even that good of a team, and they just turned up and just beat everybody.
Right.
That was crazy. The Cowboys beat them twice that year. I know one of them years we beat them twice, and they came and beat everybody.
Yeah, we swept them in 2007, the year that we had T.O. We were the number one seed, but we couldn't beat their ass in the playoffs when it mattered. So, that was tough. And we were the number one seed. You know what I'm saying? They had went out there, went on that run. They beat us. They beat the undefeated Patriots. So, they had a crazy run. They went to then they go to Green Bay and beat Brett Favre one of those years, man. It was wild. It was wild.
They beat everybody.
Yeah,
it was crazy. They did have one of the greatest D lines ever though. They did. It was Strahan and Osit, what's his name?
Yeah.
Human Euro. Yeah, him and Pierre Paul. All of them was on the same team. Yeah. All of them was on the same team. Them boys were deep. Did they have Benny?
I can't remember. They had a great team. They had a great team.
They had a full roster on their defensive line. Like a full.
Indeed. And hey, man, I put this into perspective too. You realize that there has not been a repeat winner of our division, in about 20 years. It was a 2003, 2004 seasons when there was the last time there was back-to-back repeat champions of the NFC East. So it done changed hand every season, and because of that, that's one of the reasons why there has been a lot of prosperity in our division. The Eagles got one championship, but it took they got one championship in what 20 plus years. And
it took them 52 years. I think they said 52 or 57.
I'm just talking about since the 2000s. Like it's 23 years. You got one championship to show for how good your team supposedly was. Giants, like we said, they had one of the toughest roads to get those two championships. Washington, I don't think they won a playoff game in a long ass time. So it really goes hand in hand what we're talking about.
Did you see that graphic I put up? It's been like 33 years since the Browns won their division. It's been like 23 years since the Lions won their division. 20 years since the Raiders won theirs. Like it's crazy, and these be the fan bases that be talking about the Cowboys. And y'all entertain it.
Yeah,
that's what's crazy.
But like I said, man, it's obvious that correlation holds up. That it's obvious that correlation holds up, because you don't see a lot of champions coming out of this division. You don't see the Browns winning championships or the Raiders, or the Detroit Lions. They're not out there making no noise. So
that's why I say, like, shout out to Craig, because he said I'm more concerned about us doing better in the playoffs, and I agree. But the thing about it is, I think we need more opportunities at the playoffs too, and that's what you get through your division. Think about it. The Patriots, they could have had a bad year and they still was winning their division. So they was going to basically be guaranteed to go to the playoffs every year. And if that's the case, guarantee the home game, guarantee the playoff spot. And I ain't making no excuses for them. And I agree with you, Craig. But the thing about it is, like I said, I think if we keep stacking these opportunities on top of each other, it's going to go our way. It got to go our way after a while. Like, the Cowboys ain't been consistently going to the playoffs every year in and year out. We'll go, then we'll miss a year. We'll go, then we'll miss a year. Like, now we are finna stack some consistent playoff appearances back to back and really make a run for it. I feel like this the best position we could be in as far as how we been compared to how we been.
Yeah, because you got to remember, like, before Mike McCarthy got here, the last time the Dallas Cowboys had back-to-back playoff appearances was the 2007-2008 season. So it was almost 20 years just for us to have back-to-back playoff appearances. So if he brings us to the playoffs this year, it'll be the first time since the 90s since the Dallas Cowboys went to the playoffs 3 years in a row. So when you have very
Exactly.
scarce opportunities to go to the playoffs, like you can't really expect for things to fall in line for you. But you're constant.
Now, some people get lucky, but most of the time you'll see more teams that don't get lucky in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Like one team might make the playoffs 1 year and then they go all the way, like Cincinnati or something. But typically that don't work like that.
Cincinnati, they were going to the playoffs with Andy Dalton. They just weren't winning. They were going.
They was losing the first game, winning. They weren't even winning for one game.
Andy Dalton never won. And then the year they were set up to actually try to do something, Andy Dalton got hurt before the playoffs.
yeah, it's crazy, man. What I just told y'all it takes some luck too.
Ooh,
it takes some luck.
Same
man.
thing with Derek Carr. Remember Derek Carr? People forget about this shit too. Derek Carr was having an MVP caliber season in 2016, and then he got his lineman gave him a pressure on him. He tore his damn ACL. He couldn't go in the playoffs.
I'm telling you, bro. Like that's one of the. I know people don't want to hear it. They think that's just excuses, but. Even some of the greatest coaches will tell you do need some luck to fall your way. You know what I'm saying?
Think about this most recently. Remember Matthew Stafford almost threw a game-ending pick in the Western Conference, not to say Western Conference, NFC Championship game, but they dropped it, and then he was able to go down the field and they won. So he got lucky. They got a drop pick, and it could have been the 49ers going to the Super Bowl instead of the Rams.
Facts. Just like the Chiefs just got the lucky draw when Jalen Hurts gave them a touchdown. Hand the ball off to him for a touchdown. So, man, this game is way more complex than a lot of people know. And I ain't gonna lie, over the years our luck hasn't been the greatest, but I think it's kind of changing. I think it's kind of changing for the better. We ain't been getting those once in a lifetime heartbreaking calls going against us and stuff as of late. I might need to knock on a little wood, but we ain't been having to experience that and overcome all this crazy stuff.
Real quick, let's do a quick little light break, man.
Hopefully.
Hey, everybody, I need y'all to stop what you're doing and hit that like button for me and Landlord, man. Especially over there at the trap. Y'all look like y'all done looked out so far at the liquor store, but y'all make sure that those likes match the views so far. And secondly, I actually labeled this last call because, as you know, this will be the last day that y'all can send in raffle entries for this Dallas Cowboy jersey that I'm raffling off. So, you got unless I'm gonna let y'all do it for the rest of the day. I'll be live again after this show, and then I'll be live during the interview.
Action Pound, don't put that evil on me,
man. Please don't put that evil on my board, man.
I'm knocked on the wood, man. Don't put that evil on me, man.
But yeah, man. So this is the last call. Last day to get your raffle entries in. If y'all want a chance to win that Dallas Cowboy jersey, hit the Cash App. Is at the bottom. $ Hennythemoor.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, y'all make sure y'all hit that like and share. But man, that was funny though. He said I did. Don't put that evil on me.
You might have did that, man. You had some bad mojo.
Shout out to Michael McQuaid and everybody rocking, man. I seen the Lunatic in the building too. I think he had a nice little comment too. I wanted to touch on.
Let me go down there and find it.
Wait, yeah, Lunatic had just said something kind of interesting to me. Mr. Kamer, we will be interviewing Kevin Joseph tonight at 9 p.m. Central Time. I'm not aware of what time zone you may be in, so adjust accordingly, I guess.
I'm trying to find his comment. He said West just went live. Okay, cool. Hey, y'all make sure y'all support West Coast Show, man. Even if you just go hit a like and share on the page, man. Make sure y'all support that content. Absolutely. Yeah, King G, hit that like and share button, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Let me see if y'all doing me bad.
I'm trying to find the Lunatic's comment real quick so I can put it up. Here it goes. Said Filthy.
It's all good.
Still in last place in division in most Super Bowl winning division in the NFC East. That is correct. They have only one. Super Bowl. Washington has 3. The Giants have 4, and of course the Cowboys have 5.
Yeah, and you're still behind. Tremendously. So did you mean to tell me y'all can win 4 Super Bowls in a row and then just be tied? That what you're telling me, sir? But y'all trolling us.
Lord
That's
King
crazy.
83 coming through showing love. He said Joseph got studio time at 9:30, so y'all gotta make it quick. They
Chill
on that
out,
man
man.
top.
Don't be like that.
I'm looking forward to it. That KJ interview gonna be fire. Hey, I thought he was mad at y'all. Hey man, you know, like we're all human beings. You know what I'm saying? We don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Players mess up too.
we all ain't gotta agree on everything, man. But no, it ain't no smoke.
Yeah. It's all football talk
Indeed,
at the end of the day.
He's a football player. We cover football. You know, we're not gonna agree on everything all the time.
We're gonna
Yes,
disagree,
indeed.
that's for sure. On some things.
So I got another graphic for us, man. You know, we already done beat this horse into submission about the importance of winning the damn division. Like, so I got another one for y'all. Let me get this pulled up. Let me see. Where was it? Oh, Dallas Cowboys finna get some bread, man. You know, like I always talk about some money. Hey, shout out to Chanel Pickering for the raffle donation. I appreciate you. They got you 4 entries into the raffle. So if y'all want to be like her and quadruple your ability to win that Dallas Cowboys jersey, to hit the cash app is $Hennythemoor. Yeah, but Dallas Cowboys. Listen, this is more money than I know what to do with. They got $13.6 million, $10.9 million, $4 million. Like, man, listen, give me the 3.2. Give me the 3.2. You know, I won't hurt nobody. You know, I'm just gonna sit back.
Just give me the M. Just give me the M, and I'm gonna leave y'all alone. All I need is the M. Just give me one of the M.
So according to one Phil Yates, and listen, man, like this is a lot of money. You know, I'm buying vet. I'm buying vet the moment that money hit my account. But 6 teams are picking up cap space this Friday as a result of prior post June the 1st designated releases. The Dolphins will get $13.6 million. The Browns will get 10.915. Our own Dallas Cowboys gonna get 10.9 for the Ezekiel Elliott release. The Commanders gonna get 4. The Broncos 3.7. Cardinals 3.2. So with that said, you know, what do you think the Dallas Cowboys should do with the money that they're gonna be getting from Ezekiel Elliott? Should they you know, go ahead and try to get an extension done with Dak Prescott right now and start the domino effect of re-signing everybody else? Should they use that money to improve the roster for this year and worry about Dak Prescott after the season is over? Or should they, you know, roll it over for next season?
I mean, it would be nice to add a player, but I think the responsible thing to do would be work out a deal with your quarterback. You know, this is one of them situations where you probably got just enough money to get the scat pack. You just barely can get the scat pack. But you might need to just go and get that base model just to be safe. You got to be responsible. So we need to be responsible and just pay Dak Prescott before this market balloons and go crazy. It's already going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, and then once you do a deal with Dak Prescott, it opens up even more money for other people. You see what I'm saying? So you might as well pay Dak before the market balloons and go wild. And now you got more money to sign players like Trayvon Diggs, who should be the next in line, and then pay CeeDee Lamb, who should be next after him, because Diggs don't have a 5-year option. CeeDee Lamb does. So that's kind of the order of operation that should
right.
go
He said if you extend Dak, when your cap increase. No. And I'm going to actually break it down with you. And David, they actually cannot restructure Dak because they already did it. They already restructured Dak earlier in the offseason. But yes, you actually clear cap space, you know, against Dak for Dak Prescott if you give him an extension. Next year, Dak Prescott's cap hit will be $59.4 million against the cap. An extension is actually going to clear anywhere between $26.2 and $39 million, depending on how the Dallas Cowboys structure the contract. So theoretically, extending Dak Prescott actually opens the door for you to be able to re-sign CeeDee Lamb, to re-sign Trayvon Diggs, to re-sign Michael Parsons, you know, to do whatever you want to do underneath the sun, you know, and then go out and do what we said, like sign another player, sign a free agent, do this, do that in the third. So, you know, like you actually improve your chances of building the roster that you want by getting the Dak Prescott contract done. So his extension will not really affect anything this season. You know, they already restructured him. The cap hit is going to be the cap hit. because it's an extension and you're adding years to the back end of the current contract, you actually can just kick the can down the road. For example, when Dak Prescott, initially got signed for that 4-year, $160 million contract, and it said his cap, and it said $40 million APY. Well, we're 3 years into that deal, and Dak Prescott still has not cost $40 million against the cap. The first year of that deal was $17 million. The second year of that deal was $19 million. And this year is like $26 million with the restructure. So you have plenty of ways to manipulate the cap by giving players an extension. And another thing that teams have started doing, instead of just adding extra years, they actually start adding dead years on the back end of it too, to mitigate some of that cap hit.
So you mean to tell me Stephen Jones been fibbing to us all this time and the pie's a lie?
Listen, there ain't no pie, man. It's cake. Everybody got cake. You got to eat the cake, anime.
Everybody
cake,
can get
anime.
a slice of this, man. Man, Stephen been swindling us, you know what I'm saying? And we know all you got to do is distribute the money a different way. You don't even have to do too much when it comes to this money. And then every year, you got to keep in mind, every year the salary cap gonna rise. Like, long as the business is booming the way it is, the salary cap going up significantly every year. Can you pull up the jump from what it is right now here? The from what's the projected cap next year, or even a couple of years, because it just go up and up and up because business is doing so well. Especially, I don't even think the gambling money kicked in yet.
So according to Over the Cap, which bases its projections on the NFL salary cap rising to $256 million in 2024. So let me see what the salary cap is for 2023. All right, so they say 256 would be the salary cap next year. Right now it's 224. So that's a difference in almost $30 million, right?
Yeah. So it's just gonna go up significantly every year. Like, so when you think about some of these numbers, yeah, this shit is booming. Well, so when you think about some of these numbers, yeah, when you think about some of these numbers, you know that the contracts ain't gonna be as bad as they might sound. Just like Dak making $40 million when you really ain't gotta pay him $40 million. You can just satisfy the agent, let him get the headline, and then now you handle how you want to pay Dak Prescott in-house. That's the smart way to do it. Everybody wins. The agent wins, Dak really gets his money, and the team wins. So we can do that again, even though Stephen Jones they still wasn't satisfied. But I think it's a way that you can find a common ground between the agent, the player, and the organization.
Think about it like this too. Remember, they talk about Jalen Hurts, $50 million a year quarterback. His contract is broken down in a way that only 1 year is over $50 million. First year, 13.5. Second year, 21.7. Third year, 31.7. Fourth year, 45. You don't go into the $50 million range until the very last year of that contract when he makes 54.
Yep. See, that's how you do it. That's how everybody wins. Everybody eats. Everybody eats. What movie that was? Everybody eats. Yeah, everybody eats, man. You don't have to let these people swindle you into believing that they don't have the money or they can't do this and can't do that. Now, it seems like it's a change in our culture. I'm telling you right now. Because before, you would have never heard the Cowboys talking about they are confident in signing all of our stars.
Man,
when you heard the Cowboys say that?
They usually say, well, the pie, man. Like, damn it, what kind of pie are you still eating on, man? Is it apple pie?
Yeah, because you ain't never heard them say they confident in signing all of our stars. You ain't never heard that. So I believe it really is a change in the culture, y'all. I know it's taking a long time. I know the changes may not be as significant as you want them to be, but the changes are there. You know what I'm saying? And I believe after a while, we're going to look up and see the organization who we needed it to be. Small changes add up to big change. That's what I think going on.
Right. Ken folks said what Dak number would be. We rolled it over. Let me see if I can find it because I want to see. Said HTM Sports. What's the number if they give Dak the same contract but roll over 2024 cap hit? Well, let's see. His cap hit in 2024. I actually got to look at Dak Prescott's contract breakdown. So let's take a look.
Philly says some players don't want to get their money on the last year or two. You got to take that into perspective. Yeah, I mean, you're right. But, long as you're getting your money, you know what I'm saying? They can put it in bonus money. It's a lot of ways they can still get it done. We just concentrating on the cap. That's
Right.
what affects the team. Long as the player gets the money, we don't care. They could just give it to them in
Incentive signing bonuses. It
incentives
doesn't
or
matter.
either
You know what I'm
bonus.
saying? As long as they
Yeah.
get paid and they
Yeah.
happy with the way the contract is, and we happy with the salary cap, like the owners will be, it doesn't matter.
It won't really necessarily affect no one else. It just depends on how they want to distribute the money. That's what
Okay.
to be the difference. So the player's
So
still gonna get his
currently,
money.
Dak Prescott's current contract will have him at $59.4 million cap hit. We'll have a $59.4 million cap hit next year. So there's really nothing you can do with. Yeah,
Won't play on that.
there's really nothing you can do with his money. You already restructured it. It's the last year of his deal. If you cut him, it'll be so much dead money. It'll make you faint. You can't trade him because he has a no trade clause. So really, there's really no touching the money outside of an extension. So
I think that's why people say they got to the woodshed, Jerry now, because of all of the stuff you just named. I don't think it was necessarily the money that made them feel like they lost their deal. I feel like the terms was what made it, you know what I'm saying, drive it home and like shift the advantage in Dak them wheelhouse. What you think about that? Like the no trade calls and you know what I'm saying, all this other stuff that he got along with the money.
Peep this, man. Like you said, like they stuck with Dak Prescott. So they thank God that Dak Prescott's been playing his ass off since he signed that contract, right? Because other.
Yeah.
You could have had a Carson Wentz type of situation. You could have had a Jared Goff situation where he regressed. After he got paid. You could have had any of the other situations with quarterbacks. You could have overpaid somebody like Deshaun Watson who hasn't played well in like the last couple of seasons.
How much dead money they gave that boy? I mean, they had to pay. The Eagles had to pay so much dead money for Carson Wentz. They still paying him, I think. Or last year they might have stopped because they were still paying Carson Wentz while they had Jalen Hurts. Like that's how much dead money they had to pay. So hey, we in a decent situation.
Most definitely. So yeah, listen, Dak Prescott. They can say what you can say what you want to say about Dak Prescott, but since he signed that contract, he set the franchise record in passing touchdowns in the season. He moved to number 2 all time in passing touchdowns for his career as a Dallas Cowboy quarterback. He passed Troy Aikman. He's only behind Tony Romo. So he's going to move. He's second all time in yardage right now too. So he's on track to actually pass Tony Romo in passing touchdowns in 3 seasons, and he's on track to pass Tony Romo in passing yards in 2.5 seasons.
It's common sense that it doesn't the signing bonus affect the cap hit. Not that I don't think so. Yeah, I was just trying to make sure I was correct. I don't think the bonuses don't affect it. The bonuses don't affect the overall
cap. It affects the dead money. It affects the dead money.
Yeah,
and it also depends on how they break down the signing bonus. Because sometimes you have a signing bonus of I'm looking at like the Carson Wentz deal. So like he had a base salary at $720. His signing bonus counted against the cap was for 7.6. So we had a cap hit of 8.3. But it just really depends on how much of that signing bonus you got up front, how much of it is going to be, divided amongst the years, how much you got up front. It just really depends.
Facts. But yeah, I think we could be in a way worse situation. Yeah. Just say that. Like it's easy. Now you got a quarterback that can help you win. That's a lot of people can't say. Can Washington say that? No. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot more teams that cannot say that. And like I said yesterday, most GMs want to sit a seat at the table of being competitive. Like they just want to be competitive. Once you're competitive, then most people know if they get a shot in the dance, anything can happen. You see what I'm saying? Anything can happen once you in there. So just like we just told you, the Giants winning as a wild card 2 times. Like anything can happen once you get in the dance. So most teams, most GMs want to just be competitive and get a
Facts
seat
on
at the
top of
table.
facts, man. Because look, you can't win a Super Bowl. You don't go to the playoffs, right? So and that's the most important thing.
Facts.
And like it preferably, because we saw the correlation in between winning the division and winning championships. But there have been teams that won as wild cards. There have been fifth seeds and sixth seeds that made it to the promised land. So just because you can prorate the signing bonus. Yep. Thank you, T. Foster. That's the perfect way of putting it. You can prorate.
Yep. Shout out to Matt Batten and Golden here, man. I ain't seen you in a minute,
Indeed.
man.
Shout out to Dwayne Brown, T. Foster, Matt Batten tapping in, Common Sense Lab and showing love. My boy Israel, appreciate y'all for tapping in and rocking with us, man. So so let me see. I got some more graphics. I be having some stuff on deck. I didn't enter the clip just yet. I got a couple more in the chamber. And there we go.
Let's get it.
So this is our new acquisition. This is Brandon Cooks, electrifying route runner, splash play, big play wide receiver. And this is his career catch percentage is 65%. So he catch a majority of the things that people throw to him. And sure-handed. Also, I want to throw this out there. This is going to be the first time in Dak Prescott's career that he will be playing with two wide receivers who have a catch percentage of 65% or better. The CD Lamb's catch percentage is over 65%, and Brandon Cook's catch percentage is 65%. So this is the first time in his career where he has two wide receivers who have career catch percentages of 65% or better.
Man, good luck to these haters, man. I think Dak finna go crazy.
And I believe that too. And look, this is just what he does first year with them. First year with the Saints, he had a catch percentage of 78%. First year with the Pats, not his best, but they went to the Super Bowl that year with him as number one, so he couldn't have been that damn bad. So 57%. 2018, and what really be tripping me out, this boy went to back-to-back Super Bowls with different teams as their number ones. He was number one for the Pats in 2017, and even though Cooper Kupp was there, he wasn't Cooper Kupp yet. He was the number one in 2018, and
so he was number one in back-to-back.
Now he got knocked out of the Patriots game with an injury. He had like a concussion first series, and that's one of the reasons they actually ended up losing. They probably would have won. They still had him out there making plays for them, and then.
Who they played in 2017? That was the Eagles.
And they got into a shootout, so they definitely needed another weapon. And then 2018, the Patriots, he played his own Patriots team, Stephon Gilmore, who's on the team with him right now. They shut down the Rams' high-powered offense. So, but 68% is 2018, 68% in 2020 with the Texans. So everywhere he goes, he has a great showing the first year, averaging about 67% catch percentage his first year with a new team. So I said all that to say he's not a guy that needs a lot of time to get adjusted to this offense. So Dak and him should have instant chemistry.
I just got a notification from ESPN said the Cowboys are searching desperately for a kicker. It said mine in the XFL, USFL, and free agent ranks for candidates. Like it's ugly for us, ain't it? Hey, if you're in the Dallas area, you know what I'm saying? If you got a Dallas Cowboys jersey and you have two legs, make sure go report to the OTA so you can try for kicker because it's that bad over here.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, you know my stance on kicker, right? I think we got the same stance on kicker because I don't really give a damn what you do in the regular season at this point. We had the conversation that Maher probably got snubbed for a Pro Bowl selection, right? He kicked his ass off in the regular season.
He did, man. He did. That's what's so weird about it.
That boy got underneath them bright lights and forgot what the hell he was doing. He kicked so bad. I know somebody had kidnapped his family. He like, damn.
Man, Vegas got hold of him. Can't nobody tell me no different. Vegas got a call from an unknown
number. He said, hello. And there was a daughter on the other end. Daddy. if you want to see her again, you're going to miss all these motherfuckers. And they hung up.
Sleeping with the fishes. Hey, we don't want you to hear nothing. My points better work out, buddy. That's all I'm telling you. So man, look, it was so peculiar. Like it wasn't a normal thing. Like this dude had a sensational year. If not, I'm not saying he had an okay year. Mayher had a great year, but a terrible playoff. Y'all remember, man, what that game was? Because I think that was important. Now, it wasn't like we was a close game. That was that. Go ahead. Yeah, he did, but I was about to say about that the impressive when he kicked 260-yard field goals back to back. That was in the Vikings game, I believe, like halftime. Like it was like before halftime. He kicked one and then it was a flag. Then he came right back and hit it again. I said, "Oh, that boy ain't no joke." So, man, hey, I don't know, man, because I think I seen Jay Tuck on Twitter. Shout out to CFO Sports. He said something about the kicker. He was talking about Mayher coming back. And I was like, bro, he had the weirdest year ever, like, cause he was good at first. Then it just all fell down at the Bucks game. So it's just listen, weird to me.
Listen, at this point, I'm not trying to do no experiments with no kicker. Give me somebody I know can kick under pressure. Go get Robbie Gould. So that man that kicked in multiple Super Bowls. And I'm not mistaken. Let me see what his postseason stats are. I don't think this man ever missed. Yeah, Robbie Gould was 29 of 29 on field goals and 39 for 39 on extra points for 126 points and 16 games in the playoffs. He ain't never missed a postseason field goal. He ain't never missed a postseason extra point.
Sign me up.
I want Robbie Gould.
Sign me up. What we waiting on?
I mean, I ain't waiting on nothing. I'm waiting on the Cowboys.
What we waiting on? Do we need to collect some money to go sign Robbie Gould for the Cowboys?
Do we got to start a GoFundMe so they go ahead and get this man? Like, God, dog.
We gotta go. We gotta divvy up our pocket change to go let them sign them, man, because they playing before somebody else sign them. If y'all couldn't be that desperate, why y'all ain't going after Robbie Gould?
I mean, I know, like, hell, Robbie is old, but let me go see his age.
All kickers be old.
He's an all kicker.
You don't get no young kicker fresh out of college. Where they at?
I'm just trying to see how old he's 40. So, I don't know. Maybe he loses some leg strength or something.
I don't know. Leg work.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they gotta be a reason. It's like, this boy cold. Robbie Gould is, they call that boy as good as gold. You know what I'm saying?
How long what the boy name is? That the Patriots cheated all them years with.
Vinatieri.
How long he kicked? Because he was old too.
Forever. Yeah, Robbie Gould came into the league in 2005. And he been kicking. That man made an all-pro team, a Pro Bowl. He listed 100 greatest Bears of all time.
Wow. Yeah, the lunatic said San Francisco cut him and drafted a third-round kicker. I showed it, and they drafted the kicker I had mocked to us. They did the one from Michigan, I think, the Moody dude or something like that. I showed mocked him, and people was laughing at me for mocking the kicker in like the 7th round.
And then
this boy went in the third round. Yeah. They were saying I don't like using the draft pick with a kicker, and look at San Francisco. San Francisco when they got him in the third.
They do not give a damn.
They go against the grain though, but it seemed like it worked for them a lot of the time.
Hey, listen, the one thing that they gotta not go against the grain with is the damn quarterback position. Cause they have not gotten over that. Now they win some playoff games. They might even go. But there have been listen, they lost the Super Bowl because of Jimmy Garoppolo. He had a chance to ice it with a throw and he missed it. Emmanuel Sanders was wide open.
See that luck we were talking about.
Yep. Exactly.
It could just be that little piece like that keep you from being great.
But think about it. Look, that would change history. Patrick Mahomes would have just now won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
However many years in, 6 years in, 7 years in, he would have won his first Super Bowl this year.
That's crazy. It look like they trying to make another Brady after he gone. Patrick Mahomes going to the Super Bowl every year now.
Well, listen, you also got this. This is what we talk about when it comes down to winning your division. Like we talked about the Raiders ain't won their division in how many years, and they play in who division? Patrick Mahomes, right?
Yeah, and
the Chargers
just getting chance after chance.
Chargers, they got a good quarterback allegedly, but they ain't put nothing together. They don't win that division. They can't beat Patrick Mahomes. Right then, who else is in that? Who else is in that division?
The Raiders, the Broncos too, ain't it?
The Broncos. We know that they ain't been shit since 2015.
And Russell Wilson came over there and didn't do anything.
So when you look around, like he gets all the opportunities in the world too. You know,
that was the division they were hyping up over everybody.
Yeah.
Last year, and we become the division everybody hating on.
Yeah, facts on top of facts, man. Because at the end of the day, you know, and listen, you see how this stuff always comes back together. It comes full circle. Yeah. If you consistently win your division, you will consistently be in position to win a championship. Because remember, Patrick Mahomes has won his division every year that he started. But you know, they made 3 Super Bowls. They won 2. So you know, like you need as many chances you can get to be successful.
Facts.
You know, and he's the best quarterback in the league, right? You would say he's the best quarterback in the league, right?
Yeah.
And he needs these opportunities to be in position to win a championship.
Then you hear most people they'll say he way better than everybody. Not just like he better, he's way light years ahead of everybody else. But yet he still need help just like everybody else. So.
Right. He need home field advantage. He need to get an offensive coordinator. Needed an offensive line once his line went down. Needed a good defense. So you know, like everybody needs somebody. You know
the reason he lost that one because he didn't have an O-line. You know what I'm saying? And they say, you know, if you're great enough, you don't need an O-line.
That's not true.
When you in Dallas, that's what they say.
Nah, because last time I checked, Troy Aikman had one of the best offensive lines ever assembled.
You know what I'm saying? They are like it's a whole nother dimension when you in Dallas. Like everything else is okay, but when you go to Dallas, it's different parameters to be good and great.
Man, matter of fact, our offensive line was so good. People are trying to make the case for Barry Sanders being the best running back ever. Like, man, if Barry Sanders had the Dallas Cowboys offensive line,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You would have won
3,000 yard season every year.
Yeah, so you know that's how you know we had a good ass line. So yeah, like like you need all that. You know what I'm saying? You need all things. You need a good to great offensive line. You need competent quarterback play. You need competent coaching. You know, you need a defense that can at least stop a nosebleed. You need all these things to work out. Then you need luck. You know what I'm saying? You need luck with injuries. You know, you got to make sure your team stay healthy. You know, you get some lucky bounces, drop an interception here and there. Like
you might have to slap a referee or two because they might be trying to screw you too.
Man, you ain't never lied, man. For real though.
Yeah. But man, I'm finna have to go ahead and get up out of here, man. I encourage y'all boys over here at the liquor store. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge a card. And make sure y'all go help my brother HTM. I got almost 100 people in my chat right now. I need all of y'all to go over there to HTM Sports and hit that sub button. Let's get my brother to 1,000 subs so he can get monetized, man. He works just as hard as everybody else. And we got to make sure we take care of our people. So make sure y'all go over there and hit that sub button for my guy, HTM Sports. Let's get it.
Indeed, and I appreciate that love, my guy. And hey, everybody, if y'all have not already joined the trap, man, you know, they make man nefarious over there, but they good people. So, you know, if y'all have not already joined Landlord page, everybody in the liquor store, please go over there, hit the subscribe button on his page as well, man. You know, it's a growing community, great things, great people. So, you know, like, please share the love, please share the wealth.
Already, man. We're going to holler at y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day.
Indeed. And listen, I always tell y'all to drink and drive responsibly. But if you see an Eagles fan in the middle of the road, man, y'all make sure, you know, the skirt. I ain't going to say nothing, but
skirt. Make some sound effects.
Yeah. Keep going. Just keep going if you do it.
You ain't hear that from me.
You ain't hear that from me either. God bless, though, man. We